Welcome to another edition of Islanders Insider. Coming to you from the locker room once again, I'm Stephen King. We'll be talking more Islanders men's and women's basketball today with head coaches Willis Wilson and Royce Chadwick of the women's program. We're going to start things off, though, with Islander men's basketball and their head coach, Willis Wilson. How you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Now, Coach, I don't think anyone can argue the fact that the Islanders probably had the toughest draw to open up Southland Conference play. First 2 weeks of the Southland, pretty challenging, but you came out pretty good, 3-1, no doubt. Now, I don't think many people outside the program would have predicted that start, but inside the program, we felt a lot of confidence going in. Now, you won your first two on the road, including the win over Oral Roberts. Now, we picked up the split with Northwestern State and Stephen F. Austin here, but even with your most recent SFA loss, you still got to be pleased with what you've seen from your team.
Well, we're definitely making progress, and we're beginning to do things in a consistent fashion. We're beginning to do things the way that we had anticipated earlier in the year. It's been nice to have Rashawn Thomas back in the lineup and giving us significant minutes. John Jordan's play has just gotten better and better, and we've got some other guys that have come along. We're still striving for the level of consistency night in, night out that it's going to take for us to make a run deep into this campaign, but we're every day we're getting a little bit closer.
Now, you talk about consistency. That's consistency in overall play, because consistency in shooting has not been an issue for you right now. Over this four-game stretch, shooting percentages are through the roof. Now, you shot 60% against Northwestern State, but over those 4 games, the team is shooting 53% from the floor and, I believe, 43% from three-point range. Now, their only kicker is, of course, the charity stripe, just about 67%, but have we just become better shooters, or are we just taking better shots?
Well, a little bit of both. We spent a lot of time working on our execution. Execution lends itself to getting better shots, but we've also spent a lot of time shooting the ball. You get confidence from seeing that ball go in the hoop, and so we spent a lot of hours after practice. We talk all the time with our guys about getting pro time in, where they're getting in the gym on their own, working on their game, quality minutes, and so we've put a lot of effort and energy into it, and it's finally beginning to pay off for us. The surprising thing is that we've put as much effort and energy into free throws, and we'll continue to work in that area. The amazing thing is we're shooting as good a free throw percentage, if not a little bit better, than what our opponents are shooting over the same stretch. But it's just not good enough if you want to be able to steal games. And Stephen F. Austin game was a great example of that, where we really needed to be stellar from the free throw line to have a chance to pull that game out.
Well, there were some challenges. It's interesting about free throw shooting, and like you think of like John Jordan. You know, he was 10 of 13. That's normally pretty good, but the ones that stick in your head is the ones he missed, and unfortunately you don't remember the 10 he made.
Yeah, and hopefully he can make the ones early in the game, make the ones late in the game. Those are the ones, those early ones, they kind of set the tone for everybody else. The ones down the stretch are the ones that give you confidence. And again, you're right, he's 10 for 13, but one of these nights we're going to need him to step up and be 13 for 13. We're going to need some other guys to step up and make theirs as well. What's difficult in a game like the one we had against Stephen F. Austin the other night is when you have poor free throw shooters that are making fabulous plays on the offensive end, and you're not coming away with points. They're just like turnovers. It gives an advantage to the opposition.
Well, it had been since 2007 when the men's team hit triple digits against Northwestern State, put up 101, and that 90 to 100 range is something probably more comfortable for Northwestern State, to be truthful. Were you at all concerned about getting caught up in the up-tempo, high-scoring pace of that game?
Not at all, and I don't think it's a comfort thing or a lack of comfort on our part. Their style of play lends itself to being able to score points. You have to be opportunistic and take advantage of it, and that's a word that I've used often in conversation with you. Opportunistic means when the opportunity is there, you take advantage of it, and that's exactly what we did. I don't think we're a basketball team that's going to score in the hundreds night in, night out, but I'm not surprised in the least. This is a team that's very capable, and through league play to this point, I think we're averaging in the mid-70s, and that's where we want to be in terms of scoring the basketball.
Oh, there's no doubt. Now, against Stephen F. Austin, in that game, the first half was ultimately the difference in my mindset, and I'd love your opinion on that as well. Rebounding was the backbreaker. It seemed like early on, Zane had immediate foul trouble. His minutes got limited because of his foul issues. That had to be probably that statistic. The rebounding had to be the most disappointing of the evening.
Well, that's an experience thing. That's a maturity thing. Stephen F. Austin is a team that brings a lot of guys back from a team that had a stellar year a season ago. And I think the way their season ended a year ago, they were really hungry and are hungry to kind of prove a point as they go through league play, and they're not leaving anything to chance. By the same token, we're trying to figure out what it takes to win when you face a team like Stephen F. Austin who's playing at the level where they are right now. So we can take a lot away from that opportunity, and hopefully it'll pay dividends for us once we get to the back half of this season. But I was really impressed with their tenacity, in particular on the offensive boards. We don't give up a lot of offensive boards to our opposition, but they were there to really take advantage. And the thing that's striking to me is I felt like our defense was really good. We shot 50% from the field, and so did Stephen F. Austin, but they shot 50% on 16 offensive rebounds. We only had 8 offensive rebounds for that contest, and so I felt like our defense was good. We just didn't close out plays the way we need to.
You know, we learn from our wins and our losses. What did we learn about our team in both of these matchups this week?
Well, I think we learned that we can sustain a good performance over the course of an extended period of time. Now, 2 weeks doesn't make a season, but we're beginning to show that consistency in that fight. The other thing I think we're learning is that the psyche of this team is beginning to evolve. We're beginning to believe in each other. We're beginning to believe in the things that we're doing. That confidence allows you to stretch and reach a little bit more. And I think that's what we're really going to need as we go into the coming weekend where we're back on the road.
You are back on the road, as a matter of fact. And just when you thought things may ease up a bit, we talked about your heavy start. Well, it might be the most important part of the Southland Conference schedule for you, as you're facing 2 teams in McNeese and Nichols that are both 3-1, as well as your squad. I don't know if I would have anticipated that, but boy, it's put a lot of emphasis on these 2 games.
Well, and things are going to change over the course of this weekend. When you have the top teams in the league, top records playing against each other, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. Hopefully we'll come out on the winning side of the ledger. But at the end of the day, we've just got to continue to stay focused on the game that's in front of us, take it one game at a time. If we're able to do the things that we've done here recently, I think we'll have good success. The one thing that we do have boding well for us that maybe some others don't have is the fact that we were able to go on the road and get 2 quality wins early in league play where some others haven't done that just yet.
Is there anything in particular that you would attribute to that road success that you hope that repeats itself in this upcoming weekend?
You know, I think it's the psyche of our team. I think guys are confident that we can go on the road and win. They know that you have to play one possession at a time. The level of intensity and the level of focus is a little bit different when you go on the road, and I think that's a lesson that we've learned. We've had some tough challenges on the road this year. We've had some tough challenges at home, and I think what it boils down to is that our guys have been able to make some small adjustments, key points in the game that have been defining moments for our basketball team.
Well, it's been a strong start to conference play so far, 3-1, looking to expand that 4-1, hopefully 5-1 once the weekend is over. But it should be a great challenge. Coach, I appreciate your time again.
Can't go 5-1 till you go 4-1, so we got to get that first one.
One at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. Coach Willis Wilson joining us here in the locker room once again. When we come back, we're going to have a feature on Islander men's basketball and their strong start here in Southland Conference play. Stay with us. More to come. Islanders Insider continues.
For the remainder of the 2013-2014 season, Islanders basketball is offering a new Friends and Family 4-pack promotion for Saturday games on Stripes Court at the American Bank Center. For just $44, fans get 4 sodas, 4 hot dogs, and 4 tickets to an Islanders men's and women's basketball doubleheader. This is the perfect opportunity to show your support for your hometown team in their pursuit of conference titles. That's 4 tickets to an Islanders basketball doubleheader, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $44. Visit GoIslanders.com or call 825-BALL to purchase your Friends and Family 4-pack today. That's 825-BALL. Go Islanders!
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we're going to check in with Teddy Medina as he brings us an interesting feature about the Islanders men's basketball team and their strong start to conference play.
The Islanders men's basketball team is off to their best start in conference play since 2007. The team believes there's multiple reasons for the turnaround.
I think motivation, knowing we didn't have APR problems coming into the season, and knowing we could have a chance to make it to the postseason. I thought that made a huge difference in our team's mindset coming into the season.
The biggest impact is probably just buying in and believing with the coaches and trusting them and trusting the system. I mean, I know last year a lot of us, it's the first time we played with each other. So this year, I mean, we just wanted to trust the coaches, and we just want to believe in everything they do and believe it works.
With a tough non-conference schedule behind them, the building blocks have been placed for the team to be successful.
Obviously it was tough. Losing 8 games in a row. Nobody's really preparing for that. But it's one of those things we really had to just take one game at a time. Get our first win, kind of see how the feeling is after that, and then just trying to somehow duplicate that. And that's what we're trying to do right now. Just keep things rolling.
Our preseason schedule helped a lot, man, because if you go back, all the games that we played, we lost something like 2 points, 1 point. There's all mistakes that we made, like we beat ourselves. So if you look back, coach still thought we played well, even though the outcome wasn't the way we wanted it. But it really helped us prepare because we realized that we could play with anybody. So
The Islanders are looking to build on their 3-1 start throughout the rest of the conference schedule, and they know what's needed for that to happen.
As long as we keep playing the brand of ball we know how to play, I think we should be fine. I think we should, like I said, we just keep doing things our way and not really changing nothing. We should be all right.
Just keep executing and staying hungry. And, every day we come into practice, work hard, and just don't get cocky, just stay confident, because at the end of the day, we won 6 games last year, and we got a big-time goal, and winning a handful of games isn't enough. We want to get to that tourney. We want to protect our home court. We want to win multiple games.
This team has one goal in mind on their road to Katy.
To finish the conference out strong. I don't want to look too far ahead, but ultimately we're here to win a championship. So winning the Southland regular season conference championship and a tournament.
The ultimate goal for the season is to win the Southland Conference Championship.
Championship. That's been the thing for the summer, from last year. Even though we couldn't go to the tournament, building for a championship for this year to earn respect, because people don't respect us, but we're going to get that respect,
For Islanders Insider, I'm Teddy Medina. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. Time to talk some Islanders women's basketball with the head coach of the women's program, Coach Royce Chadwick. How you doing, sir?
Good, Stephen.
Appreciate you coming today. Conference schedule got off to a bang. On the road a couple weeks back with a split, winning at Oral Roberts. And then we saw some competitive matchups here at home with Northwestern Louisiana and, of course, Stephen F. Austin. But unfortunately, in both those games, we came up a little bit short. And how it appeared against Northwest Louisiana, defensively, we just didn't get the stops when we needed to have them. They ultimately shot 50% from the floor and from 3.
Well, we've played 4 conference games. Every conference game with 3 minutes to go was tied or was within range for either team. Against Central Arkansas, we couldn't stop them from going to the free throw line. We lost that basketball game. Against Oral Roberts, we were able to finish the deal. We had the ball with under a minute to go against Northwestern on the block with a wide open opportunity to score that. We didn't make it happen. Against Stephen F. Austin, the last 2 minutes, it was a nip and tuck affair. They hit shots, we didn't. So I think for our team, it's going to be that way every game we play. Every time we step out on the court, there's not a lot of difference between us and them. We have to finish when it counts, and we were unable to do that in both games this last week.
Well, one of the gals on your squad that has been a finisher pretty regularly has been Jasmine Shaw. We talk about her a lot, but she's having an exceptional season, there's no doubt. She posted an Islanders career-high 29 against Northwest Louisiana and backed it up with 19 against Stephen F. Austin. Now, currently, she's a top shooter, shooting over 43% from the three-point line, and top free throw shooter in the league at just shy of 90% from the line. She's a primary scorer. That's a great thing. But at times, do her teammates get caught sometimes watching her?
I think without a doubt, we were on the bus the other day, and Coach White asked our team, do y'all want Jazz to shoot every shot? And they were like, yeah, we do. Well, that just won't work because somebody else has to step up and be your second option. Somebody else has to step up and be your third option. Somebody has to be your offensive rebounder. So what we've tried to do with our team, we've tried to designate this is your role on our team. And we're trying to make that third scorer our four position. Ashley Darley, Kamisha Davis, trying to get them to step up behind Brittany Bomalou and have our third position where we have somebody we can count on to get us double digits every night. So yes, we're trying to spread the wealth around a little bit more. With that said, Jazz Shaw has to continue to do what she's doing.
You know, she's at the green light and she's got the open look. She's supposed to take that shot. But as you said, balance ultimately will help this team move forward.
I think without a doubt, we have to develop our young people. We have to get more out of our freshmen. Brittany Bomalou has been injured. I think she's starting to get back right. I think you'll see her shooting percentages come back. Elisa Campagnaro is about to shoot about 38% from the three-point line, yet in these last two games she was unable to really get consistent from the three-point line. So we're working with her to hope that her shot comes back to us because this is going to be a tough road swing for us this week, so we're going to need everybody to step up and play.
Looking back at the Stephen F. Austin game, they have a player in Portia Roberts. She's a great player, there's no doubt. And we did a pretty good job against her, to be truthful. But in the end, it was Stephen F.'s three-point attack that got to us, and their overall rebounding edge did the damage. Now, statistically, they're an average three-point shooting team. But so it's kind of a tough pill to swallow when they go off against you, because I think that was their best performance of the season from three-point range.
Well, they're a 20-something% three-point shooter, and against us they were like 60% in the second half. So they had a good night. But you have to guard three-point shooters. We have to be able to do a better job of identifying the ones that we know can shoot it and be out there on them. Primarily, they had two girls on the floor that could shoot the three, and we let one of them go time and time again, and that can't happen. We have to do a better job of identifying shooters, taking the scouting report out there, and taking it out of our head and putting it onto the court.
Well, anybody who's followed Islanders women's basketball last season in particular saw the struggles that we had taken care of the basketball first and foremost. That's where we've really excelled. That's where we've gotten so much better. Now, we recently are holding a plus 24 turnover margin in the total 4 Southland Conference games. We had a plus 8 turnover margin against SFA, and that's all fine and good and great, but unfortunately that plus 12 rebounding margin that they had ultimately trumped that stat.
Well, without a doubt, Stephen F. Austin wins games on the boards. They out-rebounded HBU 50-28. And so we had talked to our players about that. Our goal was to let them have 5 offensive rebounds. I think they doubled that against us. But on the other end, we were getting no second chances. We were shooting the shot. We have got to get our people in a better position to get offensive rebounds, and we got to get everybody on the boards in an effort to win a game like that. But Stephen F. Austin they're a junior-laden team. They are very accomplished in what they're doing, and they were a preseason pick to win the league. Somebody will have to send them home in Katy, and it's going to take a great effort to make that happen. I believe our people are capable of improving their game the next time if we can get another opportunity to play them in March.
You mentioned a young woman a few moments ago, Elisa Campanero. She got her first start against Stephen F. Austin. Now, did she have a good week and earn that opportunity? And if that's the case, that competition for the starting positions, that's obviously a good thing for team development.
Well, I don't think that we lose a lot whether we play Taryn Gregory or Elisa Campanero at the point. I think both those girls bring a tremendous asset to our team. AC brings us a better three-point shooting than we would be getting from Taryn. So what we hoped was, we knew they were going to sit out there with Brittany and they were going to stay out there with Jazz. We thought by starting AC, we'd make them come up and match up with us. It might give our post players a few more opportunities. And realistically, it opened up the middle for us. So we had got some good things out of AC starting the game, but it will depend on matchups and what we are facing that week to who will start at the point.
I understand now. Speaking of this upcoming week, McNeese and Nichols next on the agenda. The good news, you said that the road is a controlled environment and it helps your team focus. The bad news, the two teams you're facing are a combined 11-1 at home. Interesting trip you have coming up.
Well, it's always tough to go into Louisiana. I think it's a situation where the Southland Conference does a really good job of assigning officials in your region so that it doesn't cost you so much money when you're on the road. I mean, when you are bringing in officials. So we see officials that we don't normally see. You have to adjust, and you have to adjust on the fly because you may have these people once a year. They may call a lot more hand checks. They might call it a lot more loose in the paint. So we have to adjust. If we can adjust, we can win basketball games. So it'll be a good test for us.
Oh, there's no doubt. Now, let me ask you finally, the Southland in general, like I said, how strong these two teams have been playing at home, the teams that we faced up to this point. Has the competitive balance in the Southland improved so much that on any given night, anyone can win?
Well, I think it's improved for us because last year I think we were underdog in every single game we played. This year we're a lot better. We have a lot more talent. We have really good guards on the wings, and when you have good guards, you have an opportunity to win every single night. So we can win both of these this week, and we could certainly drop both of these. It's pretty much up to us and how we go in and how we attack and the way that we play. So the ball's kind of in our court. We got to go make it happen, and if it comes down to the last 2 minutes, you got to execute. And so we didn't execute in the last 2 minutes against Northwestern and Stephen F. Austin the way we need to execute to win. So it'll be a good character test for us to see if we developed from this week to the next week.
Should be an interesting one, no doubt. Coach, good luck.
Thank you, Stephen.
Royce Chadwick joining us once again here in the locker room talking some Islanders women's basketball. When we come back, we're going to bring you up to speed on what's next for Islanders athletics. Stay with us, more to come. Islanders Insider continues.
What's Massage Envy Spa? For me, it's healthy, it's affordable. I mean, he always wants
pain relief.
Right. And I want a healthier complexion. And now we can get a customized massage or a healthy skin facial.
At a really good price.
At a great price. And nothing feels better than that.
Customized massages and healthy skin facials, all at the perfect price. Start a healthy routine today with Massage Envy Spa.
Go, you'll see.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, let's check in on what's next for Islanders athletics. Islander basketball continues on January 16th as they travel to McNeese State for a doubleheader, 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men. Then on January 18th, they'll continue their travels to the state of Louisiana and head to Nichols for a doubleheader action that begins at 1 o'clock for the women, 3:30 for the men's game. Then on January 23rd, they'll come back to the Dugan Wellness Center on the campus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi as they take on Southeastern Louisiana. That doubleheader begins at 5 o'clock with the men taking the court at 7:30. Then on January 25th, it's UNO coming to the American Bank Center for the first time. 4 o'clock start for the women, 6:30 for the men. Take advantage of the family 4-pack. That's 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $44. Islanders men's tennis will be heading on the road to start things off in the spring semester as they travel to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where they'll have 4 matchups. First against the University of Arizona on January 18th at 2 o'clock. Then on the 19th, UC Irvine at 11 a.m. On January 20th, they'll take on New Mexico at 6 p.m. And then on the 23rd, they'll take on New Mexico State at 2. And Islander track and field will continue on the road as they travel to College Station to participate in the Texas A&M Invitational on January 17th. Once again, we want to thank all the coaches for joining us here today, Willis Wilson and Royce Chadwick. We want to thank Teddy Medina and his insight to the Islanders' quick start in conference play. And, of course, to all of you for tuning in once again. I'm Stephen King. From the locker room, you've been watching Islanders Insider.